Hi, Dina. This is Andras Bonnet speaking. I'm the founder and CEO of Speaker Hub. And first and foremost, I want to thank you for your patience because my reply took far longer than I would have liked. And I know that Raquel had promised it to you, and we didn't live up to that promise to send it to you on time. So thanks again for bearing with us. And now, finally, I have a chance to do a quick review of your profile as promised. So let's take a look at what I spot. Now, it's definitely the banner is a very strong point because you immediately position yourself as a speaker, and it's clear that you've spoken at TEDx stage and you're certified virtual presenter by eSpeakers. And this is definitely a good start because it immediately puts the organizers at ease that you are someone with great credentials. Now, when I look at the other part, so the description that I'm scrolling to, so comedian and speaker, comedy records, and the other details. So I was wondering a little bit about this, how it made me feel if I were an event planner, saying that you're comedian and speaker. So I think comedian is a very special kind of presentation and a very special kind of label or hat, if you will, because if you're aiming for corporate association or community audiences, they probably would bring in a comedian as a perhaps an after dinner speaker or someone to lighten things up after some corporate meeting or these days a webinar. Whereas speaker, and especially that you're into wellness, that's sort of a more well serious business, so to say. Now, obviously, being a comedian is very hard work. I certainly understand that, but I think I do sense a bit of contradiction between these two hats, which probably would need to be bridged in one way or another. So, depending on which audience you're aiming at and what sort of presentations you want to give. So, if I look at the first one here, from mindless to mindful, that's definitely a serious topic. Now, very, very relevant these days. But then if somebody says, okay, she's a comedian, but this is a serious topic, is she going to be serious about it, or she's going to bring her sense of humor into this? So again, what I'm cautioning you perhaps is against is how you position yourself, and not to have any confusion in the eyes of an event planner what kind of speaker or which topics do you speak on. So let me see the bio. Dena Jackson, comedian, one the speaker, about her writing, yoga background, and mindfulness. Excuse me. So I think I probably would emphasize your approach to mindfulness and your background as a yoga teacher, and try to connect that to a business audience in the sense that what does your take on mindfulness deliver for their staff? How does it help them be in a better mental health? So ultimately that helps with employee retention, with employee satisfaction, with employee just being more balanced in these crazy times. So it's not just what you do, but how does that deliver some tangible benefit to the client? So this is something I probably would emphasize when it comes to the presentations, but perhaps already at the bio you could say that you've spoken to that many companies or that many associations or that many conferences or webinars where you helped staff around the globe or across the US or North America or Canada understand the benefits of mindfulness and what it can deliver for them in their personal lives and in their professional lives as well. So let me see current position, comedy records, achievements. yes, this is something that we've already sort of covered, and then your formal education. Okay, now let's look at perhaps one of the most important parts, which is presentations and then the media section. So presentations remind us to mindful, and then about 90% of yoga is off the mat and becoming remotely aware. So I think, again, these are very interesting topics. These are things that many private sector, even public sector organizers can potentially be interested in. Yet I would again encourage you to try to say, okay, what could be the deliverable? So, okay, you become mindful. Can you become mindful, or can you set someone on the path of mindfulness or the practice of mindfulness through one presentation? You probably can definitely make a very strong pitch for that practice. I would nevertheless add more concrete numbers, information, data, deliverables that they can expect from the talk. So make it entirely abundantly clear to them that, okay, I get Dina to speak at my event or my webinar, or perhaps in a few months in-person event, and here is what I'm going to get. And okay, mindfulness, let's say I'm an organizer and say, well, one manager talks a lot about mindfulness and employee well-being and mental health, but I'm not so sure what that is. Let's bring in a speaker, but what is she going to deliver to them in very practical terms? And you probably want to answer those questions that they won't even ask you, but you want to address them up front as you describe your presentations. Same thing with the 90% of yoga is off the mat. I love that title, but then again, I would ask, okay, so what does it deliver? You give a talk on that. Is it gonna argue that I should start doing yoga, or is it about the way I look at things, the way I perceive things around me and people around me, and how do I apply that in my business or everyday life? Workshops, a yoga class, an introduction to mindfulness. Again, I think this is fine if this is exactly what somebody is looking for. And that perhaps my second main point is you probably want to reach audiences who don't even know they need you, who are not even aware that, okay, I'm actually, mindfulness can actually bring me something. So you could perhaps try to come up with a title or a presentation or a workshop that says how to make your employees 30% happier in a week. And then actually you talk about mindfulness, because that's the tool that they can learn and that delivers a higher rate of satisfaction. So trying to aim at organizers who are not actually searching for what you're selling, but broaden it a little bit and look at truly the benefits, and then the essence of your talk only, and I'm using air quotes, is the tool through which you deliver a larger narrative. So again, it's a very open-ended idea, but I guess if you think about it more, you can probably come up with some great ideas. And then past talks, possibly I would add a couple more. Raquel can copy paste, migrate that data from your own website and just populate these fields. So just let her know, and that's something we're happy to do, obviously at no cost. So let's look at the media part. And again, these are the three talks I see that with the same titles, and and I think this is fine. So I took a look earlier at your TEDx, and you've got a great stage presence, and I wouldn't add anything there. Only the idea, what I just told you, that perhaps looking for some broader presentation. Now, if you do decide that you'd like to do something beyond, strictly speaking, mindfulness or yoga, and enlarge it and say, okay, how can my topic be beneficial to a conference on building materials, or staff working in a chamber of commerce, or somebody in the Alberta government? So these could be interesting takes, and perhaps even record a 5-minute presentation, just you talking, and it doesn't have to be very highly produced, but then you actually cover the topic, or at least a teaser that they can hire you for. Right. Why choose me? I use my comedic ability to discuss wellness and mental health in a lighthearted, digestible way. Yes. Again, I'm thinking that's great on your end. This is what's your input, but what is it that they are getting? What is the impact of the talk? And admittedly, this is really difficult because we have very limited space in the why choose me box, but perhaps something to consider. I see that you have testimonials, two testimonials. I would encourage you to add, or at least let us know, and we can edit the name of the organization where these testimonials came from. So here we see Jessica Corvilla, and which organization or which country is she from? That again would add some more, or even more credibility to those testimonials. Right. Books and articles. Oh, yeah. Okay. So here's one: how PR and marketing pros can use meditation to reduce stress. That's an excellent title for a talk. You see, like it's very, very concrete, where meditation is the tool through which they can achieve some business objective. Okay, expertise, all the right keywords, it seems, and then many clients written here. So that's pretty much it on my side. And of course, to make sure, and Raquel can help you adjusting the event alerts. So based on the keywords and many other features, you can have the weekly event alerts, the call for speakers that highlights the events that might be of interest to you. And beyond that, if we can be helpful with anything else, just let us know. And we're very, very grateful that you're a member of Speaker Hub. And thank you so much for your support. And I hope we can deliver even more value to you very soon. Thanks again, and good luck with your speaking business.